Cappuccino,
Latte,
espresso,
macchiato.
cafe crema.
Superautomatic espresso machines can make all of these drinks and more.
Often at the touch of one button.
It's like having a high-end coffee shop right at home on your countertop.
Your own personal barista, but with no lines, no tip jar, and no attitude.
So we have a range of machines here, from the very simple on up to the high-end Superautomatics. Mark, why don't we start by first defining some of the key terms used in the Superautomatic world?
Sure, Morgan. You know, the first one's bean to cup, and that's what every Superautomatic machine does. You put fresh beans in, press a button, out comes espresso or crema coffee. The machine grinds the beans fresh for every brewing cycle, compresses the ground beans, also known as tamping, and then forces hot water through the ground beans under pressure. It's the same process done by hand in semi-automatic espresso brewing, only automated and a lot less messy.
Mark, you mentioned crema coffee. Now, for those of you that don't know, crema coffee or cafe crema is similar to drip coffee, but it benefits from espresso's pressure brewing process. For coffee lovers, one sip of cafe crema and they'll be convinced to drop the drip forever.
Another term you'll hear a lot is brew group. Now that's at the heart of every Superautomatic machine. That's where fresh ground coffee is compressed and brewing actually takes place.
After brewing is complete, the brew group deposits the puck of used coffee into a drench drawer.
Now on most machines, the brew group is removable and should be rinsed once a week or so, just with plain tap water.
There are a few machines, notably a number made by Jura, in which the brew group is not removable.
So on those, the machine will work to keep the brew group clean, generally with the aid of a cleaning tablet that needs to be run through the machine every so often.
Another term is one touch. If a machine is classified as one touch, it means it can make milk-based drinks like a cappuccino, latte, or macchiato at the touch of a single button without moving your cup. Milk is steamed or frothed automatically and delivered to your cup along with your espresso.
There are other machines which also steam and froth milk automatically, but they'll use separate spouts, requiring a user to move the cup between spouts.
Auto frothing machines always have an external milk source. These range from a simple tube that you can place in a carton of milk to attachable carafes, which can be stored in the fridge, and even refrigerated countertop units.
Auto frothing machines are generally able to produce steamed milk for a latte or frothed milk for a cappuccino. Now, some machines can produce just one kind of froth, while others will allow a user to control the amount of air injected into the milk to vary the density of the froth.
Machines that don't have auto frothing will have a steam wand for working with milk, and many machines that do have auto frothing will still include that steam wand.
Steam wands can produce steamed milk for a latte or a nice froth for a cappuccino. They can also deliver hot water for drinks like tea.
Frothing milk with a steam wand is a skill that requires practice, but luckily most machines come with a Panarello-style steam wand.
Yeah, those Panarello wands, they make it easy for beginners to produce a nice froth by injecting the proper amount of air into the milk during steaming.
Mark, let's talk about how these machines create hot water and steam. They generally use thermoblock systems, which will heat small amounts of water very quickly.
Yeah, from turn on to ready to brew, you're looking at generally about a minute. Now, some machines are going to have one thermoblock and some are going to have two. The advantages to having a machine with two thermoblocks is that it's ready to steam immediately after brewing. With a single thermoblock, you're generally waiting about 40 seconds between the brewing and steaming process.
In a bean-to-cup system, you're always brewing from whole beans that are freshly ground in the machine's grinder. Now, there are a few different styles.
Yeah, you've got metallic burr grinders right up through ceramic grinders. Now, the ceramics are generally considered better as they generate less heat when grinding and leave more flavor in your coffee.
You'll also have control of the grind, going finer for espresso and coarser for long coffee. Now, machines do differ in the degree of control a user has over setting the grind.
Now, most all machines will have a bypass doser. These allow you to use pre-ground coffee.
Handy if you have guests over and someone would prefer a decaf.
All machines have a water reservoir. Some can be removed from the side, some from the front, some from the top. Now, in some you can tell at a glance how much water is in there. Others you have to remove to see the water level.
Most machines will accept a water filter, and we highly recommend using one.
Yeah, cleaner water means better tasting coffee, but just as important is using a filter to properly maintain your machine. Over time, calcium deposits will build up in the machine and require descaling. But if you use a filter, you can extend the time between those descalings.
In fact, Jura makes a filter for some of their machines, which if used as directed, will eliminate the need to descale.
When choosing a machine, you'll want to pay attention to its capacities. You've got the water reservoir, the drip tray, and the dredge drawer.
It all comes down to how much you'll be using your machine and how often you're willing to service these areas.
Superautomatics, for the most part, are very similar in how they brew. But there are wide variations in how they are programmed and what items can be programmed.
On the simpler systems, you'll have buttons or dials, which allow you to control things like dosage, grind, or volume in your cup.
And then on higher end systems, you'll have full color displays, multi-user programmability, and very, very fine control over every aspect of the brewing process.
Many machines have cup warmers. There are two varieties, passive and active. An active system uses a dedicated heating element to warm cups. A passive system uses residual internal heat and takes longer to work.
So if you like your coffee really hot, you may want to consider a machine with an active cup warmer.
So that's a basic overview of the capabilities and features of Superautomatic espresso machines. On our website, you can find a listing of each machine's features on its product landing page, or use our Comparamatic to generate side-by-side comparisons.
Yet these machines are really capable of producing all your favorite coffee-based drinks. It really is like having a barista on your countertop.
If you have any more questions, feel free to give one of our friendly espresso experts a call. They'd be happy to help.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Morgan. Thanks for watching.